evening. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, the deadline for political parties to appoint public information officers required under the RTI Act has passed today, with all of them giving it a miss. Is it really unfair to bring political parties under the ambit of the RTI, or do they need to be more serious about cleaning up the system? Also, the government announces that it will speed up clearance for key infrastructure projects, calling a key meeting this week as concerns grow over the economy. Another fuel hike is announced today and the rupee falls again. But is it too late for India's growth story? But first tonight, today was the last day that 6 major political parties had to make public details of their funding and appoint information officers under the RTI Act. No one listened except the CPI, which at least issued a statement saying it's ready to disclose its funding, but is not ready to come under the RTI like the rest of them. The centre is now expected to move an amendment to the RTI Act in Parliament next month to ensure that political parties are in fact kept out.
The deadline for political parties to make public details of their funding is over, but no one seems to be bothered. In fact, most have defiantly questioned the order, which holds that since the 6 main parties receive funds from the central government in terms of office space, tax breaks and bungalows, they are public entities and thus under the purview of the RTI.
If the intent was to bring political parties under it, that would have been explicitly stated. The CIC's order is misconceived and fails on the fundamental appreciation of the law.
The only party that says it agrees with the CIC order in general is the BJP, though it hasn't complied with the order either.
Anything that improves and cleanses the political system, we are for it. All the stakeholders, including the political parties, have raised certain issues. Still, we would expect the government, Election Commission, Department of Income Tax, or even the CIC to sit together and bring out a formula wherein all these issues are addressed.
The only party to even make an official reply, the CPI, has also said that while giving information on funding is not an issue, other details would compromise their privacy and political strategy.
It is for other parties how they conduct their affairs and how they follow some kind of code within their parties.
Perhaps the political parties' disregard for the CIC's order stems from the CIC's helplessness. There's not much it can do except wait for someone to complain about the non-compliance. Even then, all it can do is again ask parties to respond and then fine them 25,000 rupees. The government, on its part, after first deciding to move an ordinance exempting political parties from the RTI, has decided to avoid criticism for pushing through a legislation that blocks transparency. After consulting all political parties and getting their support, it will now move an amendment to the RTI Act in the next session of Parliament. With Sunil Prabhu, Sandeep Hukan and Rahul Srivastav, Amitabh Revi, NDTV.
Well, joining us on the program tonight, we have Rajiv Gowda, spokesperson of the Congress Party, who joins us from Bangalore. D. Raja, Rajya Sabha MP of the CPI, joins us from Delhi tonight. Siddharth Nath Singh, spokesperson of the BJP, is with us from Allahabad. And Shailesh Gandhi, the former Central Information Commissioner, is with us as well. Let me ask Mr. Gandhi first. Not entirely a surprise that no political party is willing to come under the ambit of the RTI and has missed today's deadline. But do you believe that this sends a signal that they're really not serious about cleaning up the political system, or that they do have at least some valid concerns that need to be addressed?
I'm still hoping that the political parties will show wisdom and accept the RTI Act, because it brings transparency and will lead to better political parties in the future. However, if they do not, it's a very sad reflection that political parties are not willing to abide by statutory orders and by transparency norms which the citizens expect of them. I'm still very hopeful that maybe in a week or two they may have some delays, which is not right, but that's the way a lot of things move in India. I'm still very hopeful. There are already 3 political parties that have said they will abide by RTI, and we've heard of at least 4 to 5 regional parties which are saying that they are willing to abide by RTI. So it's not very bad, and I'm hoping some of these political leaders will come out and say that they are willing to abide by RTI.
Mr. Gowda, let me ask you, the Congress's initial reaction to all of this when it was first announced was that, this wasn't the right way to go about it. Today also Manish Tiwari said that this was never the intent of the act to bring political parties under the RTI. But why not? I mean, do you really think people buy this argument that you all think that you're not public authorities? Because after all, what are political parties if not public authorities today?
No. They are essentially groups of people who come together to fight for a public cause, or something like that. They're hardly public authorities in the governmental sense. So really, the concern that political parties, not just the Congress but others have, is that the CIC has, in some sense, overstretched and overinterpreted certain clauses. The other concern is that this kind of information is already being revealed to the income tax authorities, to the election commission, and it's only the amounts below 20,000 that are not, that's going to be quite a challenge accounting